So little children have no problem relying upon adults for everything they need. It doesn't bother a child at all to rely upon adults for everything. A little child doesn't even attempt to be independent. You have to train independence into a child. Little children are not ashamed of their neediness. When a little child has a need, they immediately make you aware of their need. A baby will cry when they have a need, and they will keep crying until that need is satisfied by you. They don't even try to satisfy their own need. Or a young child, a toddler, will interrupt you when they have a need. They don't care what mom or dad may be doing. They don't care how important it may be. They don't care who mom or dad may be talking to. A little child will walk right up and interrupt mom and dad to express their need. Every parent has had to say to their child, I'm talking to an adult right now and you're interrupting me. You're going to have to wait. And every parent has said that to their child and their child has looked at them like, I don't care. I have a need. And when it comes to entering the kingdom of heaven, you must become like a little child. Coming to Christ by faith and fully trusting in Him, not relying upon yourself at all, not relying upon your own goodness or your own righteousness or your own morality, but fully relying upon Jesus Christ for everything. Again, verse 4, therefore, whoever humbles himself as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Greatness in the kingdom of heaven is achieved through humility. Humility, by humbling yourself as a little child. In the kingdom of heaven, the way up is down. The way up is down. Again, this is the opposite of the kingdom of this world. In the kingdom of this world, the way up is up. You got to move up the ladder. You got to outperform other people. But in the kingdom of heaven, the way up is down. The last will be first. Jesus said, the greatest among you shall be your servant. You want to be great in God's kingdom? Serve others. Serve others. The kingdom of the world, you want to be great? Serve yourself. In the kingdom of the world, your greatness is measured by how many people serve you. How many people work for you. How many people call you sir or ma'am? Jesus also said, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. If you humble yourself, God will exalt you. But if you attempt to exalt yourself, God will humble you. In James chapter 4, verse 10, it says, if you humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, He shall lift you up. God resists the proud, and He gives grace to the humble. Verse 5 says, whoever receives one little child like this in my name receives me. How we treat the humble shows what we think of Jesus. How we treat the humble shows what we think of Jesus. Do we view the humble as weak? Do we view the humble as no benefit to us? The world does. That's how the world views the humble and the meek. Jesus was humble. In Philippians chapter 2, it says of Jesus that He made Himself of no reputation, taking the form of a bondservant and coming in the likeness of men, He humbled Himself and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of the cross. Jesus humbled Himself and made Himself of no reputation. And so how we treat the humble and people of no reputation shows what we think of Jesus. Because that's what Jesus was like. And, the Bible says that Jesus hung out with the common people. What do we think of the common people? Look at verse 6. But whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, look what it says. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck, and he were drowned in the depth of the sea. That's Jesus speaking. Those are some very strong words from Jesus. I like when Jesus talks like this. Jesus was a man's man. Jesus' strongest words were against those who cause a believer to sin, or those who cause a believer to stumble in their faith. That's what he's talking about here. Those who cause a believer to distrust or doubt Jesus. Those who cause a believer to distrust or doubt the Bible. Jesus says, whoever causes a believer to sin or to stumble in their faith or to distrust or doubt or even turn away from him or causes one to abandon their faith or doubt the Bible, it would be better for that person if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were drowned in the depth of the sea than facing the wrath Jesus will pour out on that person. That's an incredible statement, isn't it? You know what enrages Jesus more than anything? Messing with the faith of someone he purchased with his own blood.